bathroom, a place to shower, and a place to wash clothes. These may seem like simple amenities, but they can make a big difference for anyone without a home.
Soon, those basic necessities will be on wheels, all under one roof, and they will travel where needed. New at 4:30, WKYT's Garrett Weimer and photojournalist Darnell Crenshaw show us inside what is called the Dignity Station.
When a natural disaster hits the U.S., Lexington-based Emergency Disaster Services will mobilize its trailers full of showers, laundry, and other equipment and go where needed. But sometimes the emergency is right here in Lexington in the form of homelessness.
You know, it is an emergency response because to what extent you can provide any level of comfort that may be extending somebody's life who is, currently without proper housing.
Now the Catholic Action Center has teamed up with Emergency Disaster Services to design a one-of-a-kind trailer that will provide showers, bathrooms, and a place to do laundry for the homeless. And it's all under one roof. Ginny Ramsey is the director of the Catholic Action Center.
Oh, this is the Dignity Station. We are so excited. It's almost completed. It'll probably be rolling in about 3 weeks.
The Dignity Station will have a 500-gallon water tank, an in-house generator for water pumping and lights, plus a propane tank to provide hot water.
That dignity of cleanliness is lacking. Where are they going to get a shower? Where can they wash their clothes? Where can they use the restroom? These are always struggles for our people who call the streets their home.
The plan is to roll the Dignity Station out in Lexington 3 times a week. First District Council member Tana Fogel says she was placed into office to be a voice for the underserved. At one point in her life, she was homeless.
When the community sees how simple a solution can be to a devastating cause, such as just simple basic needs.
But there's one problem.
We also need a truck. So anyone who has a 450 or larger truck, if we could have some help with that, that will get us on the road.
In Lexington, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
And the homeless will also receive food while their clothes are being washed.